Hello,
Hey, folks.
everybody. How is everybody doing tonight? So, welcome to the How to Live Stream with StreamYard live stream. So this is what I did to get ready for this live stream. Is I went to our StreamYard account, which I'm going to pull up here in a minute while we're waiting for some people to come in. How many people we got watching so far? It's usually not a lot. Oh, we got six. Six already in here. So I'm going to share this screen real quick. So what I'm doing in this live stream is really going in how to, there we go. All right, how to set up a live stream from start to finish. This phone's always reminding me to turn it on silent before we get started while people start trickling in. So who we got in here so far? Let's start with that. Who do we got in here? Free Handley Maid, Sweeney's Creek, Miss Paula Wells. How are you doing? Come on with the come on. Yee. Miss Boone. Oh my God, Boone's coming in on a Sunday again. Welcome, Boone. Lori's World. Bomber Steve. Good day, all. Bomber is another Aussie, right? Yep. Who else we got? Anybody? I'm sure more people will start rolling in here shortly. So again, what this live stream is going to be is everything that I know I'm going to give out to you guys for live streaming on StreamYard. So a lot of people here with bells on. Yep.
I'm not sure what that means, Paul. But I'm just going to take it for what it is.
Take it for what it is. So kids are going to be fun. So again, today is just going to be more or less going in detail on how we set up our live streams for StreamYard from start to finish. And so we're going to start by, of course, we're going to start off first by going to StreamYard.com. Now, granted, you're going to go ahead and create an account. Now, I will say this: you have a free version of StreamYard. You have a free version of StreamYard, and you have a paid for version of StreamYard. So I'm going to share this screen now. This is the screen that you will be brought up with, where you can create a broadcast. So I'm actually going to delete this one because this is a test that I was doing earlier. All right, we're going to go and click on Create Broadcast. Now, what I have done is me and Papa have linked both our Facebook and our YouTube. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to click on the YouTube for the sake of this video. We're going to it's going to be private anyway, so it won't be seen. All right, so this is going to be a test title. Now, if you guys already know how to do that, that is perfectly fine. We'll get into more of the nitty gritty here in a minute. So we're going to change this to private. On normal circumstances, this would be public, but we're going to put it as private, and we're going to schedule for later. Now, you're going to always want to schedule for later unless you absolutely cannot help it. Reason being is because this will actually give yourself a little bit of promotion time where you can shove out videos and or shove out a thumbnail or a link for a video ahead of time, and then you can make it publicly known by sharing it either through the YouTube community or on Facebook or other social media platforms, or just let your family know, hey, I'm going live on this day, to get yourself some free views. right here, we got the upload thumbnail. It's always a great idea to go ahead and get yourself a thumbnail. So once you've gotten that created, oh, wrong, we'll go up here. Thumbnails. So I'm going to use this one. This is kind of a sneak peek at what's coming up soon. It's a thumbnail that's already been created for Lala's or Papa's greenhouse. So this is your greenhouse logo for the live, and then we're going to schedule it for, say, today at 8 o'clock. All right. Now that we have created that, there's one more step before we go into the broadcast studio. So we're going to hop over to our channel. All right. And then we'll go to your videos off to the side. And then live right here. If I'm going too fast, you guys let me know. But this is all relatively easy stuff. All right. And then this is this right here. Once you get to your videos, which is this screen right here, it shows all your videos in a vertical grid with a little bit of detail and a spot where you can edit each and all this kind of stuff. These right here are your simple uploads or your premieres or your shorts or all that kind of stuff. You're not going to be able to see your lives in here. What you're going to do is go to this top tab, go over to the right one where it says live. And I'm going to mute you, Dad, because I'm getting background noise over here. So you'll click on this live tab right here, and then you'll come down and you'll see live now, upcoming, or live replay. All these live replays are lives that me and Papa have already done. All right. And then you have your upcoming, which is what you'll usually see because nobody's really looking at this while you're actually live. But this is the live that we're in right here. Live next level live streams with StreamYard. But you're going to want to come in here, find the video that's upcoming, and click details. All right. This is where at that point, if you want to, you can go ahead and edit the description, edit the title, add everything that you want. Of course, you can change it to private, unlisted, public, and all that kind of stuff. We're going to keep all this as is. The main thing that I do on the YouTube side of the editing for the video before it's actually gone live is I'll go down here to playlists. I'll add it to whatever playlists we want to add this to. For the sake of this video, I'm not going to add it to any playlist, but on a normal basis, what I would do for our Wednesday lives, they always get added to this live streams every Wednesday at 7 p.m. Eastern time. All right. For the ones that I do on Sundays, they always get added to the Help You Grow, which is probably already have. Well, Help You Grow right here. Help You Grow live stream. So I would add it to that. All right. For Sunday lives. And then once you've clicked or once you've added it to playlist, that's it. Now, I would recommend that you always put tags. Me and Papa found this out the hard way. So what was happening is we had one live that I had set up from start to finish, and I had done it a lot like we do our regular videos, where in the description I leave tags, whether it be Lala Farm or gardening or goats or pigs or chickens or whatever the tags might be for that video. I left them in the description. I did a regular title. And then down here with tags, I went ahead and I put gardening, goats, chickens, pigs, all the tags that I wanted to put for that specific video, and I tagged them. We got a decent amount of traction, money-wise, for income-wise for that video. And then the very next one, we did not even paying that much attention. We went ahead and we published that video and went live with no tags, really nothing in the description, no hashtags, no nothing. What ended up happening is towards the end, Papa looks at me. He's like, I don't understand. I said, what's that? He said, we literally made no money last night. And on top of that, this is what really was just mind boggling to us. We really couldn't find it out. How long, Papa, did we try to figure out what we had done wrong?
Yeah, we probably, I mean, I searched YouTube help, Googled, what could be the problem, and there was no help available. We had to just literally figure this out. And we have, but it didn't come easily.
It didn't. So, what I ended up doing and I just kind of stumbled upon it, to be honest with you. And this is probably the only video that's on YouTube that's going to explain this, but in with the information that I was looking for, we were doing in my personal opinion, a good job we had a lot of people tuning in. We had a lot of people viewing the live stream, and we just, it was coming back saying not suitable for ads, or it was coming back saying limited ads. And what I found out is because my title was very plain, it was like, say it was, Wednesday Night Live with special guest Twinbrook Acres, or special guest Boonchild, or something like that. What was happening is Google, which YouTube is owned by Google, Google could not figure out what ads to push towards whoever is trying to advertise on YouTube. So what I had to do is I had to more or less let Google know, hey, listen, we're doing a video with Castle Hives, or we're doing a video with Jules Small Gardening. All right. And so I'll put live stream with Jules Small Gardening. All right. And then either a forward slash or a vertical line. And then it would go in and say, it would say gardening tips, or it would say talking about gardening, or tips and tricks of gardening, or something along those lines, leading Google to think, all right, they got to be talking about gardening on this live. In the description, make sure you're putting your hashtag gardening, hashtag goats, hashtag beekeeping for beginners, whatever. And then do the same exact thing in your tags down here in the bottom. And what that's going to do is it's just going to simply allow Google to know, all right, they're doing a video about goats, or they're doing a video about bees, et cetera, et cetera. So down here at the video location and all this stuff down here, I really honestly don't see it being a huge, I mean, I fill it in just because I've always been one of those that if there's a question and I can give it an answer, I try to give it an answer, and maybe that'll help us get pushed in the correct audience. So I always recommend filling all this in. And then for lives only. Now, slow-mo, what this is say you have 400 people, which we've never had 400 people. That would be just, I don't know if Paula Dean could be, or
You just got a promotion, Paula.
I don't know if Paula Wells, I don't know, Paula Wells probably never been to prison.
Paula Wells just got a promotion. You're Paula Dean now.
Yeah. So Paula Wells, I don't know if Paula Wells would be able to handle 400 people. But anyway, so at least Paula Wells, she's dying laughing right now, so we're good. Okay. All right. Anyway, hold on. Oh, all right. So slow-mo, all that is it does it allows a certain amount of messages or a certain amount of seconds to go by before someone can then add another message. So say for instance, MB Homestead is sitting there in the chat just like completely, or MB Heritage Farms is completely going nuts in the chat and doing all capital letters, and they're chanting something over and over and over and over again. If you were having that problem with a bunch of people, to kind of help your moderators out, the best thing that you could do is enable slow mode and then put the certain amount of seconds in between how many messages they can put out. So if you want somebody to only be able to put out a message every 1 minute, it'd be 60 seconds. I always do allow live chat in replay. All right, and that'll allow when your live stream is completely over, they can go back and they can still watch the live stream. Is it better to use Yard Stream instead of just doing live through YouTube? I'll get to that in a minute. So, but allowing live chat replay. All right. So select where to redirect viewers and all that kind of stuff. This is actually I will definitely be entertaining this right here in the future. What it does, it allows you to, should you do full on tags on every video upload? Yes, you should. Tags help a ton. I know some people they have conflicting information. But see, this is where I'm at. If we add tags, it does two things for us. Tags, they say the best way to utilize your tags is through like misspellings. So if you got a really long tag and some of the words in there are frequently uploaded with or a lot of the words in your title are frequently misspelled by people that are searching for your content or content that you put out. Is Paula Dean providing food? Hey, if she is, I'm going to do a live every day.
I'm in if she is.
Right.
So looking for barbecue, Paula.
So, but again, I'm going to be putting tags that have common misspellings. So I'll sit there and I'll just type on my computer really, really fast, sometimes just trying to misspell words. And then those will be included in the tags. But I literally use all 500 characters every single time I do do tags for any of my videos. And another thing that it does, I don't know if it does this without TubeBuddy, but with TubeBuddy, what it allows you to do is once your video has actually gone public, at that point, then you can go back, and if someone were to type in exactly what you put in that tag, if someone were to put exactly what you put in that tag, you can then see a very small number with a circle around it saying where your video ranks if they type that specifically. What's up, Dad?
I forget. Oh, I was going to say I forgot. Explain what a tag is.
A tag is it's just allowing Google to know more about what your video is.
But it's not just Google.
No, it's not just Google. No, I mean, well, you got a hashtag. Hashtag is like if you go over to Instagram, in a hashtag, really it's hard to explain.
It's basically when he's using the word tag, it's the keywords that allows YouTube to match up what you're looking for, what a person entering a phrase or term into the YouTube search engine, or even into Google for that matter, since Google owns YouTube, it allows that match to be made. So the more tags that you're making, the more keywords you're describing that's relevant to your video, and that's where TubeBuddy really can have a huge impact. The better chances you are of having that video discovered and displayed as a recommendation.
Yeah, and the cool thing about TubeBuddy is it really helps you tremendously as far as picking everything from picking tags to knowing which tags and what order need to be in. And some of that stuff I literally have no idea about. And so for that matter, Google, or not Google, but TubeBuddy is absolutely brilliant for that. I mean, we've done in past videos where Papa, and it's actually these how-to videos or these help you grow videos where Papa has gone and said something along the lines of we were paying for our videos to be paying Google AdSense to put our video in front of someone. And we've had 2 videos that we've done that with. And granted, they got a ton of views, to be honest with you. They got a ton of views. One, it was super expensive to do that. And then 2, the views that we were getting rarely turned into a subscriber or someone that was binge watching your videos, or someone that was coming in and actually interacting, and then turning into a long time subscriber after that paid subscription to AdSense for putting your videos in front of people ends. So do you put a hashtag in front of the word in the tag box? No. Again, here, I'll show you guys this.
Yeah, Rick just hit on something. AdSense, I don't care what anyone says on YouTube. There's thousands of videos that are going to say, grow your channel quickly. That is an absolute waste of money because
And it's a lot of money.
And it's a lot of money. It is not cheap to do it. And I've told people in terms of full disclosure, for the first 4 months we were running our channel, we were paying for we were paying AdSense to try to build traffic, and we got a lot of traffic. We got a few subs, but they were not persistent subs. They're just people that just randomly click on it and you lose them as quickly as you get them. It was a gigantic waste of money. We did not start building view hours and building consistent subscribers until we started networking within the YouTube community.
Another thing that we ended up getting a lot of is when we were doing paid advertising, a lot of the time what was happening is you get, because your video was being thrown in front of so many different people, and Papa, I guarantee you, Papa will vouch for me, we were getting so many of those love your vid, smiley face, 100, 100, 100, ... check us out, ... we'll be friends, ! We were getting so many of those kind of comments on those videos. And really all that is a sub for sub comment. They're hoping that you go in there, and you see their channel, you click their channel and sub, and then they sub to yours. Well, what happens is eventually they do a sub binge where they literally go into their subscriptions that they have, which you won't know that they did, by the way. They'll go into their subscriptions and they'll just delete. I don't have any interest in homesteading. Delete. You're still subscribed to them, but now they're no longer subscribed to you because they wanted to clean out their subscription tab in their home on YouTube. And so it's just like Papa said. I mean, you have the amount of money that you spend on AdSense versus TubeBuddy is absolute. Like, TubeBuddy is minuscule in comparison to AdSense, and the result is hands down so much better. So have to put a comment after each tag. Yes and no. So let me show you this real quick. So this doesn't matter who you are, all right, as far as if you have TubeBuddy or not. So say for this test video, I'm going to act like we're doing the greenhouse. So I'm going to start with how to take caps off. How to make a great greenhouse. All right. Now all I'll do is I'll press enter and it'll create that tag. You can do the commas and all that kind of stuff if you want to, but really you just have to press enter, and then word it different. DIY greenhouse. All right. And those two right there, like I said, in TubeBuddy, once this video were to go live, it will actually, with TubeBuddy, like I said, it'll give you little circles and then it'll have a number in there, and that'll tell you what number in order you rank when someone types in exactly this keyword, DIY greenhouse, which is another really cool TubeBuddy tool. So again, these are just tags that you would use, and they also, TubeBuddy a lot of time will go ahead and throw down recommended tags down here. If I run out of tags to put, a lot of the time I'll just look for only things that are relevant. So I say if you did a video on goats that were running, you would not include the goat tag or a tag for that video, goats dancing to baby shark. you know, for example, that's just an example. So I've never seen a goat dancing to Baby Shark, but I'd probably watch it if somebody. So if any of you guys have goats dancing to Baby Shark, share me in it. Monetization. Once you've done your title and all that kind of stuff. Well, I'll save the changes. Once you've done that right there, then you'll go over to monetization. And then just simply once you are monetized, then you'll go to on and you'll click save again, and that's it.
And that's a really important step right there, because when you upload, and this is different from when you upload a video, when you upload a video to YouTube, monetization is turned on automatically.
Yep.
On these live streams, it is not turned on automatically. So talk about that, right?
If you create it through StreamYard, it is not automatically monetized. And I'll answer MB Heritage, I think that's who was asking is it better to do it through YouTube solely, or is it better to do it through StreamYard? Because this is one of the differences. All right, so monetization in StreamYard, again, like Papa had said, you set it up like we already have. Then you go and say you go live immediately. If you go live immediately at that point, your video is not monetized. It could have been monetized, but it's not. It's not automatically going to monetize your video in StreamYard. Now, if you create the live stream from YouTube at that point, then it will be automatically monetized, or it'll automatically carry over, because you can set all of your videos as monetized as like a default action in YouTube through settings. So if you have monetization automatically turned on for every single video that you put out, which we don't, because we do shorts, we do full length DIY how-to tutorials, and then we do vlogs, and we do these live streams and everything. So because shorts can't be monetized and whatnot, like I said, our default is for monetization to be checked yes or no each time. But again, that, like Papa said, that's something that you should definitely take into consideration, is if you are able to monetize your live streams, you need to go to YouTube and do it. One of my first videos I posted had a pervy.
Yeah, this is something, and I don't know how that happened.
Pervy,
yeah,
like
because we
XXX.
will post a video and literally within seconds, it's got to be some kind of bot that's doing it. Within seconds of that going live, there's already one hit and one comment that says, go look at this, porn site, and you delete them and they come right back. And I don't know why that is so hard for YouTube to control, but they don't. And so that's not at all uncommon. Maybe Crazy Homestead. So
yeah, we used to Papa. I mean, because I actually talked to Papa one day about it. I actually talked to Papa one day, and I told him, I was like, usually I just report them, but this is the thing that happens so often that we would literally be checking our comments daily now, especially since we're getting. I mean, there's no way to answer every single one of our comments now, unfortunately, unless just one of us stayed in front of a keyboard and typed all day. But we do our absolute best still. But yeah, he told me, he's like, I usually just leave them there. And I mean, there's really nothing, again, there's nothing that you can do. You can go ahead and you can block them. You can report them as spam. You can report them as a bot. You can do all those kind of things, or inappropriate content. And they're just going to post again under a totally different address. Right. So one true subscriber is worth more than 100 subs. Yep, I agree, 100%. So we have a bunch of very loyal subscribers, and we appreciate every single one of you guys.
Yeah, just to kind of follow up on Rick's comment. I mean, when we were 500, 600, 700, I mean, the numbers of comments that we got was pretty easy to keep up with. Now we're getting,
we're at about 150 to 200 comments a day.
I mean, there's just no way that we can realistically keep up with that. So,
unless we go through and just say thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you,
yeah.
and then really, I mean, that's not doing anything for you guys as far as making you guys, other than us, like I said, copying, pasting is really what that would end up being.
Yeah.
That's the only way we would get to all 200 comments. So, all right. So now that we've gotten this far, all right, now we're going to go ahead and we're going to leave YouTube because now we've done everything that we want to do. And we're going to go into, Enter Broadcast Studio because now we're all set up. All right. And I'm going to hope that this computer doesn't do some wonky stuff and show like 100 pictures. And I'm also going to mute my mic. That way I'm not getting double feed. All right. So this is the screen that you will initially be brought into. All right. So you're going to want to, you can go ahead and from this, you can go ahead and check your camera. If you got multiple cameras, you can go ahead and check which one, whichever one you want to use. We're just using HD web cameras that Papa got off Amazon or Best Buy or something. One thing you want to keep in mind, even with the standard and paid versions of StreamYard, it is 720p. It's still HD, but it's not like full HD. But that's what StreamYard streams in is 720. Now you can, if I'm not mistaken, you can purchase one more tier of StreamYard and do 1080p, but that is not what we have because it's like $50, $60 a month. And you guys got to bring all of your friends to our YouTube channel in order for us to stream at 1080p. So what are the benefits of StreamYard and YouTube? We're getting there. We're getting there. Hang on. Hang tight. That's like the very next screen. All right. So again, you can do the camera right here. Then you'll go over to audio. With us, we have Papa has a snowball. So his would say default microphone would be the Yeti stereo microphone snowball or Yeti stereo snowball. Mine is the Yeti blue. That's why you can't hear kids in mine, but you can hear kids in Papa's. Is because Papa's is a non-directional microphone. It just picks up everything. But again, you'll go ahead and you do that. You can also, so we're going to I got muted in the other screen, but this right here, as you're talking, this will show to make sure that your microphone is picking up. And then again, right here, you'll just pick your speakers and then you can also test them. And then it would come in through here or it would come in through your regular speakers. I don't mess with any of this stuff. And by chance, if you want a green screen, which this takes memory and it takes power from your computer. It's not all internet based. So say if you have a green screen and you wanted to see me on the beach, you could go ahead and do that with a green screen if you downloaded a beach into one of these. All right. So again, then if by chance you wanted your channel name, you could just do the La Farm down there, and we're going to enter Broadcast Studio. When you come in, nothing is live, so it'll come up. This is your screen. What people will see, and for the sake of this, I have completely deleted everything that I have saved, including the intro, the overlay, the logo. I have deleted everything. So we're going to start from absolute scratch now, just so I can show you guys how me and Papa added our logo and added that little screen that says we live stream every Wednesday and the one that says what, Dad?
So, oftentimes when we're on our Wednesday lives, when we have our guests come in, we generally bring them in around 7:15, and you'll hear us talking about, well, the guest is in here, they're in the queue. Well, where you're going to find them is down there. If you look on the screen, Rick's in the orange shirt. So we'll see them down in that queue, but you can't see them because we haven't added them to the stream yet. So that's where we're talking about, is down in that area.
Yeah, you'll hear us say they're at the bottom or they're in their little box or something like that. Usually it's me then Papa, and then whoever, and then usually I'll have one shared screen. So again, we'll share all that here in a minute. But I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to add myself to the live stream like this. And we are not live yet. Up here, you have a go live logo. I am not going to go live, but I am going to show all you would have to do is click go live and then go live again. All right. So this is what it looks like. All right. Straight out of the StreamYard package. And if you have the free version, this is about what you're going to be able to get, as far as you're going to have the duck in the front or in the top right saying powered by StreamYard. And then if I'm not mistaken, on the free version, you can also get rid of this down here by going all the way down, and it says show display names. You'll just click that off. So now that gets rid of that. All right. We never have these on just because I don't like them. So at the very top, though, you'll see a spot for comments. This is the first tag. And if you guys were to comment, then it shows up right here. The only thing I don't like, and I've had this question before, is with StreamYard, this is the order which you will receive your comments from people viewing your the live stream. It'll be the person types out their message, presses enter. On YouTube, it takes there's like a 2 or 3 second delay. On StreamYard, there's about a 10-second delay. All right. So a lot of the time you'll see somebody in the comments when Papa's doing his weekly giveaway on Wednesdays for a t-shirt or $10 Amazon gift card. What you'll see is on YouTube, you guys will know exactly if someone puts in, say, Papa asks, what's his arch nemesis goat? You guys knew way before anybody else that someone said Rose. It takes us 10 seconds on this section right here to see whoever typed in Rose.
Yeah. So when on our Wednesday lives, I use 2 different screens. So on the screen that I'm actually watching our live stream on, and what I'm watching this live stream on is the one that's right in front of me. But then you'll see me spending a lot of time looking up because my second monitor is up here. And that's the one that I've actually got YouTube on, but YouTube is muted because then you don't get any feedback. So, and I'm making all the comments inside of YouTube because it's a lot quicker than StreamYard is.
Yeah. So, but again, this is how, it's as simple as, say, Paula Wells says something, and then I can say, thank you, Paula, and click, but, private videos. So in a public video, it would show Lala Farm, thank you, Paula, and it be done. And then again, you could just roll through the comments like that. Now you'll see, say for instance, over here, just because we're going to do Morris Patch of Heaven Homestead, and we're going to click it and it's going to show up right here. All right. Now the way we do that in StreamYard is we come over here and live viewer comments show up in StreamYard. This is an example. Click on the comment to show it on the screen. All right. Same exact thing on this. And that is how we share and kind of highlight a comment, or usually what we use it for is questions, or you guys showing some love to whoever we have with being the special guest on the live. So that's the comments. That's really it on the comments. If you do a dual stream where you're streaming from Facebook and YouTube, or streaming to Facebook and YouTube, we're at 40 minutes. Streaming on Facebook and YouTube, that's whenever it gets kind of confusing, because you'll actually have, say, Rick Robinson will show up with a Facebook emblem, and then YouTube will show up with a Morris Patch of Heaven or a maybe Crazy Homestead name by them. And so again, that's only happening when you're dual streaming on both platforms. And we only do that on a very rare occasion, just whenever I feel like it, more or less. All right. So again, that's comments. Going to banners. I'm going to create a banner. So what you'll see is during our live streams, we always have a special guest. And so say our special guest now is MB Heritage. Actually, you know what? We're going to do Down Under now. So I'll just say, you're muted, Dad.
They've already been special guests, both of them.
Yes, they
You
have.
guys are loyal, so I appreciate that. So I think a lot of folks in here have been our special guests.
Has Down Under actually been a special guest, or was he just in there for the meatloaf?
Well, we did 3 of them that night, and that's when we were still trying to figure out what we're doing. We might be able to bring Darren back in if he's nice to me. He's never nice to me. He's always calling me names and stuff. And I don't even know what he's calling me because he's using Australian language.
So, but again, you have the option to either make it a scroll at the bottom, which would be like this, where it'll just slowly scroll over and over again. It's more eye-catching, and that's usually what I use. Or you can do this, which I feel is obnoxious as all get out, which is that. So it's huge, it's gawky, it takes up most of my screen, and that's why I don't use them. But again, you can change that by simply going up to edit and clicking either scroll across button or unclicking it. So that depends on your liking. I just happen to like this. All right. And you can add whatever you want in there. A lot of the time, what I would do is I'll have one for Teespring. So when Papa's talking about our Teespring or our merchandise account, what'll end up happening is I'll go ahead and I'll put in check out our Teespring merchandise site, and then I'll put a link in there. And then usually at that time, one of our brilliant, amazing, outstanding, irreplaceable moderators will also drop a comment as well with the link to the merchandise store.
Do you get the clue that we think a lot of our moderators?
Our moderators are awesome. So, again, so that's pretty much it for the banners. Now the bread and the butter, and this is where we'll actually switch over to Photoshop so I can show you how we do this. All right. So in branding, this is the difference between, this is why people use StreamYard. All right, is because of the brand portion of it. You do not get these options in YouTube. With YouTube, it is simply, if you go get on your phone, all right, and you type go live, or you push the go live button on your YouTube app, and then it starts streaming you. All right, that's it. That's YouTube. And that is your only options, is to just go live. And so if you're out in your barn where there's no Wi-Fi, but you get a decent signal, I totally recommend using YouTube. Now, if you're able to sit down at a desktop or on a laptop, I do not recommend YouTube, because you can be much more interactive with your followers, with your viewers through StreamYard than you ever can in YouTube, because YouTube just doesn't have the tools that StreamYard does. And if YouTube did, StreamYard probably wouldn't be around. But yeah, so that's the big difference, is just this one tab right here is just, this is what you're, and the thing is you have to be creative with this. If you're not creative, then, granted, you can do this kind of stuff where you're changing the theme. So instead of having a bubble, you can have that, you can have that, you can have that, you can change the picture or the colors. Again, all of those things are, in my opinion, are not worth it. All right. So what we're going to start out with, we see the duck up here, the duck with headphones with the S on them saying powered by StreamYard. Like I've said, me and Papa, we both, or Papa, not me. Papa pays for the paid version of StreamYard. That way we have the luxuries of doing these kind of lives with you. All right. So I've already got a logo, so I'm just going to steal it off of my logo, but we're going to make it Christmas just because. So once it uploads, it'll show up in here. And then at that point, you can then add it to your, and if I'm not mistaken, it should have added it over here too. So there you go. All right. So now we're already looking a little bit more professional because we've added a logo to our live stream. Now, I've said it before and I'll say it now. When I did my logo video, your logo has to be clean. If you don't have a clean looking logo, it's just going to look like a rendered mess up here. All right. So it won't be legible. You won't be able to read it. And so I've said it. Just make sure you guys take time on your logo while creating them. I've seen a ton of people. Let me look in the comments, see if there's anybody tonight that I can see. I know MB's changed theirs. I don't know if that was because of me or not, but I can tell you it is y'all's logo looks absolutely outstanding.
MB looks good. Hat Creek changed theirs, and it looks really good.
Hat Creek's looks awesome. But again, just make it to where it is it's a legible logo. That way you can. It's a legible logo. That way you can go ahead and see it. And then this is what you'll have up here. And again, you can also download multiples. So we'll go ahead and we'll put our regular logo in there as well. So we can change it to that. And then we'll look not so Christmassy. All right. So once we get into this, after we get done with our logo, we're going to go down to overlays. Now, overlays is, I'm going to hop into Photoshop now to kind of show you guys how this is done. Take into consideration that the screen ratio for this right here is 720 format. All right. So, and I'll give you guys the dimensions of that here in a minute. All right. So this right here, where's properties? We'll do canvas size. It's the same thing. All right. So the width of this has to be, once you're creating this in Photoshop, you're going to want a transparent background. All right. Which is what all these little itty bitty squares are. They all stand for 1 pixel. All right. So you're going to go ahead and the width of your canvas is going to be 1,280. So 1280 by height is going to be 720. So 1280 by 720 pixels. And that is exactly what this, am I in the right one? Yep. That's exactly what this frame is. All right. So again, 1280 by 720 pixels. All right. I'm going to get rid of that outline. All right. So we're starting out with our blank layer in the back that has absolutely nothing. All right. And then at this point, this is where you have to use your imagination. I mean, technically you can go ahead and copy what I'm doing. But then at that point you would just look like you're copying La La Farm. So, use your own imagination. It's as simple as coming in here. If you're using Photoshop or Photopea, which is more or less Photoshop on the internet, and it's free. It's PHOTOPEA.com, photopea.com. And then it'll literally bring up a screen that looks identical to this, just through your internet browser. So Photopea is pretty cool. And it doesn't use any of your computer. It just uses your internet. So for the people that have seen the little itty thing that says live streams every Wednesday, this is exactly how you'd create it. You go ahead and get you another layer. All right. And then it's as simple as doing something like Actually, I'm not even going to do that yet. We're just going to go ahead and we're going to take our text and we're going to go put, first we're going to shrink that down a lot. All right. And we're going to put live streams. You'll just put it to where, I mean, we're not going into font size or anything like that. I'm just showing you guys exactly how to lay it out on the screen. So live streams every Wednesday at Wednesday at 7. All right. So once we get this and everything is lined up, it's not wanting to do that. Come on, buddy. I love whenever it cooperates and I'm in the middle of a live. So still not doing it. All right. So we'll put live streams down here. All right. We'll shrink it up. That way it doesn't take up too much of the screen. So we'll do live streams every Wednesday at 7 p. All right. Now, once we get that in a spot that we want it, all right, at that point, I'm going to make the font white. And then I'm going to take they call this the polygonal lasso tool. All right. All it does is it creates straight lines. And then once you make a complete circle, it selects this portion of your screen. At that point, you'll create another layer, put that under your text, come here, change the color to something that will make that white pop, and then paint it. All right. And that's it. It's as simple as that. And then at that point, we'll go ahead and we'll export it, which is saving it into a file. You're exporting it out of Photoshop into a file that StreamYard can use. All right, so that's good. We're gonna export it. Make sure it is not we'll go here. Make sure it is not a JPEG. If it's a JPEG, what'll end up happening is all of this white. All right, it's gonna make your background white. You want to go up here to PNG, and that'll save it where all of this is transparent. And then you have the black and the white down here. All right, so we're going to export now. We're going to just save this in pictures. We're going to do test 1, save. And then at that point, we can run back over to our StreamYard. All right, we're going to go to overlays. We're going to go to our pictures where we saved it. We're going to find it, which is right here. And we're going to open. And then it's going to do the same exact thing it did with the logos. It's going to go ahead and get that overlay. I'm going to take this banner off now that I've given Down Under a whole bunch of free publicity. So we're going to go to our overlays and we're going to click. Also, I'm going to take that off. And that's it. So live stream every Wednesday. All right. And if I wanted to create another one, which I am going to real quick, we'll go ahead and we'll delete that. Yep. We'll delete that. Yep. And then this is the one. Say if you have 2 people like me and Papa, which there's not a lot of people that have 2 people that do a constant stream with one another. But I kind of like my father, and so I agree to do this kind of stuff with him. We'll do Big Rick.
No, that's not at all accurate.
Yeah,
he kind of agrees. He insists.
Don't tell him lies.
He insists.
All right. So again, we'll do something like this. Again, this is all in white. All right, but we'll do Big Rick right there. And then I'll do another one. Little Rick over here. And this is actually the spots where me and Papa hang out when we're doing our lives. And then if you wanted to get really fancy, at that point, if you wanted to, only if you wanted to, you could come and you could get a picture of, say, your logo or the Red Rooster. Everybody loves the Red Rooster. And we put him right there. Like that. And then I'm blocking that portion of the screen. We'll take that again, that polygonal lasso tool. And then we'll go ahead and we'll take it again. Do here, 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 here. I don't like squares because it makes it look too square. I want it to kind of not look square. And then at that point, again, create another layer that is under Little Rick and Big Rick over here. And paint it black. Start over again with the polygonal tool. Again, this is just really fast. I'm not even going to do it like that. All right, all right, all right, all right. Oh, jeez. Okay.
Paula says you're cutting his feet off, dude.
All right, Paula. Yes, ma'am. There you go. All right. So with the Red Rooster, I'm going to do something different with the Red Rooster. I'm going to come up here. I'm going to right click on the Red Rooster, right click on the Red Rooster in the layers tab. Come up here to blending options. Again, this will look exactly the same way if you're doing Photopea or Photoshop. In GIMP, it's a little bit different. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to do him black. And I'm going to blow him up about that big. Give him an outline. Paul, I'm going to hide him a little bit. Like such. All right, grab that polygonal tool again. Here, 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 here. Oh, come on. There we go. All right. And then again with this here. And that's it. Export. Export here. Save as. Again, make sure it's PNG. All right. That looks awful. I could have spent a lot more time with that if I wasn't in a live right now. But we're going to export. Again, we'll do test 2. Save. Then we'll hop over to our StreamYard right here. And open that. Let it download. And then it looks really weird when I'm in here by myself. But if I come over here, hey, Papa, how's it going, Dad? Going pretty good? Yep. There you go. We'll get rid of that. Big Rick, Little Rick with the Red Rooster in the middle. So pretty cool. Pretty cool, Dad.
Somebody in here, I think it was Darren, and this is what I mean. This is the shots, and this is what's challenging me from you coming on here, Darren. He says, should it be Big Rick or Old Rick?
Old Rick. I've already done told y'all. Papa is nearing his 80s. So
don't listen.
He's always told me. How old are you, Dad?
I am 50,
67?
54 as of
54.
early this month.
So I don't know very many men that have lived past 100. Do you?
What are you even talking about?
I'm talking about the fact that you've always told me when you're trying to pester me or make Mom feel like la-laing you. You've always said men usually don't last until like maybe their 80s, 85, 90s, 90s.
Well, that's factual. That's life expectancy.
Yes, but it's also a fact that you're old at 54 years old, and you are over the halfway point.
Someday, son, you will be there, and I'm gonna remind you of every time you ever rub this into my nose, because you're on You're approaching your next major birthday is 40, my son. So I'm going to let you talk from now on.
My next
Have
major
fun
birthday is
talking.
34.
So, Pete, folks, have fun listening to my son who's approaching 40.
All right. So again, that is the overlay. Now, one thing they give you to use for video clips, and you can go absolutely nuts with those overlays. The sky is the absolute limit when you do this. The biggest thing is just make sure they're transparent. If they're not transparent, what will end up happening is the whole screen would have turned white, and you would see live streams every Wednesday at 7 p.m. They have to be transparent in order to have just the black and the white text at the bottom and then the screen. So make sure they are saved in PNG format or exported at PNG format in Photoshop and all that. Now, another thing that they will allow you to do is this. All right. Now that'll play for 30 seconds or and I don't have one saved, but what you could also do is you can do a my plan is to make a new intro anyway because the other one was getting old. But the video clips, you can use those as an intro. You can use those, say, for instance, you had a really, really small clip or short clip, 30 to 40 seconds of something that you did this week, and you wanted to go ahead and download it. It is as simple as doing everything else where you had the logo and the overlays. You simply go in and you download a 30 or 45-second clip into StreamYard, and then at that point you can hover over it and click it, and then it'll come up with that video. So background, the only thing that we usually do for the background, and what I use the background for, is at the beginning of the video and at the very end of the video. Technically, you could also do that with an overlay, but I just choose not to. But a background, I don't think I have a background saved, but yep, I do. It's right here. So this would be the background, and I'm not in there right now. So that's it. So you guys, everybody is seeing that right there whenever you first come into our live stream for about the first 5 or 10 seconds. And then that just gives enough time for the video to start and us to start the intro. And then by the time the intro is done, I have done clicked out of this, popped this up, and I have me and Papa waiting on standby to make it look a little bit more produced and presentable. So that is it for that. Then private chat, which me and Papa do not use, but technically I could go ahead and type in here something and press enter, and then it would show up in here, and it does not show up in the comments. It shows up to our guests that are within, or it also shows up between me and Papa. So that's it on StreamYard. The only other thing that I recommend, and Papa, here, I'm going to go ahead and exit out of StreamYard at this point because we is done. Yep. All right. So
Stop.
what?
So Paula made this comment.
Chew spit reminds me of a country song. Chew spit, chew chew spit.
So everybody see this bird? No, go back. Go back to that, wherever you were.
Oh, hold on. Hold on.
This was an important discovery today. This bird, this was a homegrown bird that was an accidental. We've thought hen. Today, we've discovered that he's actually
Oreo is
Oreo
a boy.
the rooster. So today was his first crow that we've heard of. So Oreo is actually a rooster. So Oreo will be chicken soup within the next 6 months, because we don't want any more roosters.
Yep. He's a pretty bird though.
Yeah.
Oh, we got some weird stuff. All right, so choo choo spit reminds me of a country song. I don't know what you're talking about, Paula. Of course, Papa's going to go ahead and he's going to highlight that comment. So, all right. So the other thing that I can recommend is, and Papa's really, really, really good at this. He does this on pretty much every single one of his videos, and that is, he. Oh, what was that? What did you mention the notification bell for guests? Did you mention the notification bell for guests at Lala Farm?
Are you talking about ringing the bell?
Are you talking about ringing the bell in YouTube, Jules? You unmuted yourself, Dad, or you muted yourself.
That's because you were talking.
Yeah, I think if I'm not mistaken, Jules, what you are referring to is the notification bell on YouTube, because StreamYard doesn't have one. I don't even know what StreamYard would use one for. Yes, if you again, with the whole uploading ahead of time, the benefit to that is you can then, a lot of the time, what I'll end up doing is I'll go ahead and, especially for the Wednesdays, because we want to help all of our guests as much as we possibly can as far as getting them noticed and getting their YouTube channel out there. What I will do is I will create a thumbnail. I also ask for all of the guests to send a high quality picture taken from a phone, taken from a nicer camera, like the stripped down DSLR that we have right here. But I always ask for them to send in a decent quality photo, and then that's what I create the thumbnail with. And then once I get done with the thumbnail, then I either put me or Papa's pretty face in a. There's a bell you can turn on in StreamYard.
We haven't seen that.
Yeah, I don't know what you're talking about as far as the bell. Maybe you can enlighten us, Jules. So. But again, with the high quality image, then I make a thumbnail, and then I'll take either my face or Papa's face, and then I will do a promotional square image that I will then put in our YouTube community, and I'll also email that same exact photo, as long as someone sends me their stuff ahead of time to where I can actually get this done in a timely manner. There's been a couple people that haven't been able to get me decent quality photos in time, and so they did not get as much promotion, unfortunately. For the guests show up and you are busy, you can't keep track of everything, there's a bell. I did not know that, so I've never even seen that.
So, Jules, you taught us something tonight. Thank you.
So
He'll look into that for sure.
I will definitely look into that and then see how I can utilize it. So it is settings guest in studio. That way, when a guest enters your studio, a bell goes off. Oh, okay. All right. All right. Yes, I do know about that. I thought you were referring to like the commenters. But yes, there is a bell that you can that it'll more or less tell you when someone drops in. I mean, we do a pretty good job of that, Jules, simply because I mean, we're in here. We don't close this screen; it stays open. And again, this is where I monitor all this stuff at. So,
and we have awesome moderators.
and we have awesome. Well, what he's referring to is there's once a guest comes in, the bell will go off telling you that you have a guest in.
Yeah, okay. Okay. The guest that's coming on. Okay, I'm with you. I'm with you.
So it'll let you know when they're in the box. But there are two of you. Yes, exactly. And so I've asked that question to Papa, asking him, kind of getting his thought on it. If when I move back to the back 20, once I get into the back 20 acre, in my 1 acre tract,
it's really the back one.
Well, it's the back one, but it's in the back of the 20, so back 20.
It's the back one on the back 20.
There are two of you. Nose is getting browner. TT, I don't know who, or Teehee, I don't know who. Maybe Papa knows who she's referring to. Go ahead.
She's referring to me, saying how awesome our moderators are.
Oh yeah. Okay. I'll stop giving you guys the props that you
I'm gonna
both
stop
definitely
acknowledging.
deserve.
I'm gonna stop acknowledging Paula. So if she doesn't want brown nosing, then I'll stop. I just won't even talk about you no more.
I'll keep going, Paula. So anyway, all right. So what Papa does on, like I said, all of his videos, including the Wednesday night lives, is he does a breakdown of everything that he's going to go over. When I do one similar to that. I'll go ahead and I'll pull something up for the last live that we did 2 Sundays ago, if I'm not mistaken, maybe last Sunday. But what it is it's just more or less a help you grow live stream. There you go. All right. So what it is, there you go. So help you go live stream. This was the one for the 10th. So 2 Sundays ago. What is a latency in live stream? About 10 seconds, Gail. So it's about 3 seconds in YouTube. It's about 10 seconds in StreamYard. So again, this just kind of goes in what we're going to do. And we do this for every single live stream except this one because I wanted it to be really off the cuff. So again, we do this in Google Docs, and it goes, the last one that we did was all of our equipment. All right. So the intro, it just said, and this is something that me and Papa will both have pulled up. First minute or so, shouting out people coming in the live stream and interacting. Thank you to all of our moderators. And then saying if there's any questions, this is just everything that we have to say within in that order. And then again, going in with me and Papa, I've had a lot of emails, past questions about, and then that kind of opens you up into your video. So again, really all it is a Word document that we type up, and we try to stay pretty regimented on that. That way the live stream itself flows. What were you going to say, Papa?
I was going to say we use a Google Doc, so he can review it, I can review it, and we can make changes on it
on the fly. Like in the middle of the live stream, there's been times where Papa has, especially on Wednesday nights, so Papa will sit there and he'll put Rick talk about tech session. All right, and then below that it'll say let's do a giveaway. A lot of the time what I end up doing is I end up putting the giveaway before my tech session, because I know that it makes more sense to do the giveaway first, and then while we're waiting for a comment to come in, I can talk about the tech session while Dad's monitoring the comments waiting for a winner. So the cool thing about Google Docs is I can literally change it on a fly, and as soon as I change it, it'll change on Dad's computer.
Darren, it's not really scripting. It's just if we didn't do that, then we would I would. Somebody just come in the door. If we didn't do that, I would kind of get lost and make sure I would leave certain things out. So it's really not a script. It's just more of a framework that allows us to make sure we that we hit everything that we wanted to, so that we don't leave things out.
Especially in the, I mean, Papa calls it a tech session. It's not always a tech session. Sometimes it is, sometimes it's not. But for instance, like the one that we had last week, where I'm going over equipment that me and Papa use on a regular basis, or every single basis whenever we're making a video. And if I would not have had this right here, again, I guess if you want to think of it as scripted, I mean, that's perfectly fine. But what it does is also, this serves a lot of different purposes. So for instance, last week we were doing the different equipment that we use on every single one of our videos. All right. So the M50, for example, was that is the camera that we use. That is this camera right here, the M50. All right. I had Papa sitting at his computer on Sundays. He monitors all this kind of stuff. And so it was really, really easy for Papa to go and highlight this right here, copy it, and then bring it over to the comments, copy, paste. And then if you guys look in the comments, I just dropped the M50 link to our Amazon affiliate link. And so if you guys wanted to, you could click on that. I definitely recommend you to. Again, it serves that purpose. On top of that, it serves the purpose of if I get caught up talking about this camera, I will completely forget to talk about this camera. And then so on and so forth with mics. If I get caught up talking about this mic, I'll forget completely about this mic. And that won't do you guys any justice because it won't allow you guys to know all the equipment that we have to go over. So again, it's just, yes, in a sense it's scripted, but in a sense it just helps us give all the information out to you guys that we feel you need.
Yeah, I mean, we're not reading off the script. It's more just of an outline so that we make sure. I mean, I would inevitably, if I didn't have a list, say when we talk about our mods each week, you know, we're very picky with who we select as mods. We want to have good relationships with them. And, you know, as we grow, then we'll probably add more. But I would inevitably leave one or two of them out each week if they weren't on a list. So that's just one way that it helps us to make sure that we cover everything that we want to. Just helps us keep more organized.
Yeah. For example, if we read completely off the script, this would be funny. M50 and then 15 by 45 mm kit length is great for that blurred background when shooting popping heads. Has onboard. I mean, there's no way that we would be able to read completely off the script because it would absolutely make no sense to the viewers. So, yeah, it's just a roadmap of what the direction that we want the live to go in. That's what we use that script for. But again, it keeps us on topic. And it allows us to cover everything that we intend. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Some channels, when I go on them and I watch their lives, they just and again, it's just kind of a personal peeve. I like it when they're focused. I like it when there's a topic. The ones that just go on and ramble, there's a lot of dead space and silence. And, you know, my time is valuable. And I'm very picky with the lives that I watch because it's hard for me to even make lives anymore. It was really easy at the beginning of 2020. You know, the pandemic began to close work down and work was really, really slow, probably for most people. But now that things are picking back up, I mean, I'm working 40, 45 hours a week trying to do the YouTube thing. So time is a premium and I've only got so much. So it's, you know, you'll notice there's been a significant decrease in the amount of comments that we leave. We're watching videos because I watch really all I do on my way to work and from work. At nighttime, sitting there watching, but I'm not commenting, but I'm watching. So,
with
my thoughts, everyone on here.
With that being said, Free Handley made, she said, or they said, I did that handwritten form when I did my autism live last week. How big of, I don't know how many lives you've done in the past. But with that being said, how much easier was it when you hand wrote what you wanted to go over? Was it easier to stay on topic? I'm assuming you didn't completely read it like, you know, hello, my name is Free Handley Made. I'm sure you didn't do anything like that because, of course, nobody would want to watch that. But how much easier was it to stay on topic? I mean, there's been topics that you know, there's been a lot easier. Yes. So there's been topics that we've used or that we've done in the past as far as, and I've even brought that up on my phone, where we'll be doing a really, really in-depth video. And like Papa said, I am much more of the tech savvy. And so, I mean, if it was Papa's choice, he would get the most simple. He would get a one button camera. He'd point, shoot it, and it'd be done. But a lot of the time, if I'm doing an intricate video with a lot of detail, I will use what they call the Keep Notes app on the Android phone. And I'll be sitting there filming Papa, and in the meantime, Papa will say something about, or Lala will say something about doing FOMACHA checks on goats. When she says doing FOMACHA checks on goats, there are some people that have no idea it sounds like a second language to them. And so, or a foreign language to them. So I will go ahead and I'll write down in my little Keep Notes app, get B-roll or get footage of Lala checking a FOMACHA on a goat. And then I know that I have to go and I have to get that footage, and then I will insert it in the video. That way it makes more sense to you guys and you know a little bit more about what we're talking about. So, but yeah, the script is definitely important. So how much time? I can't unmute, Dad. Yeah. All right. So do we have any more? I think Paula and yeah, I think
We had a lot
Paula,
of questions, but I think we've hit them all.
yeah, Paula and Down Under are having a heck of a time in the chat. So, if you guys have any, congratulations on your slot machine shorts.
Yeah, who said that?
That would be Roland.
Yeah, Roland, you noticed that? I think a couple of folks did. Angie at Life and More Reloaded saw that. So I'll let you know. We'll talk about it on Wednesday, but really briefly. So we had last week, 2 weeks ago, week and a half or so ago, we put up a short on basically Rick's herding dog and our guardian dog. And on day 4, it hit the YouTube short lottery.
Yep.
And what I mean by that is over a period of about 3 hours, we got almost 400,000 views on that 60-second short. As a result of that 60-second short, we accumulated about 2,100 hours of watch time from a 59-second video. And at its height, we gained 1,700 subscribers in 3 hours. At the end of 4 hours, though, 300 of those had backed back out. So we're up about, for the month, we're up about 2,700. It came at a great time because we've been adding about 450 to 500 for the past couple of months. And so we're just blessed. I mean, we're really super elated that happened. So
we do listen, Ricks.
Huh?
I said we do listen, Ricks. I think he's referring to him and Paul are bantering in the chat. So, but holy shorts. Yep. Yeah, it was definitely. Papa called me actually or messaged me while I was at work. And he's like, I don't know if you saw this or not, but the herding versus livestock guardian dog video is it's like at a vertical spike. Yeah, within 3 hours it had gained within 3 hours it was gaining 100,000 views at a time.
Yeah, I mean we've talked to people have asked us in these tech sessions about, are they worth it? And it's like we've said the same thing consistently. If you're a small channel and you need watch hours, and if you need subs and you hit it, it's going to be super helpful. And we were just shy of 2,500 the night before that started. We were sitting at like 2,450. And by 9 o'clock the next morning, we were at about 3,800. So that's how quickly that happened. And it's backed off some, but most of them have stayed. Hopefully they will stay on. If not, we just keep putting out the best content that we can, and that keeps sticking, and we keep getting a steady stream of new subs every day. I mean, we're averaging we got as high as 60 subs in one day 2 weeks ago, and our average is probably between 20 and 30 a day, which is phenomenal.
Hat Creek says we will get 5 or 10 and then we'll lose 20, and we have been hovering at 400 for a while, and that, I'll be honest with you, buddy, that completely astounds me, because the amount of content that you have, and then 2, I think you're hilarious. And the I don't know, the content that you put out, in my opinion, is awesome.
Yeah.
So I don't understand why you're at 400, to be honest with you, man.
Well, are you about done?
Yeah, I'm finished.
So a lot of the folks that are in here, there's only 17 people. I think at one point we're up almost to 30. So a lot of the folks that are in here also attend our Wednesday lives. And so we've had a change of agenda. The channel that was going to be on Wednesday will not be on this Wednesday. They had some other issues come up. But we got a major
special.
We got a special surprise for you.
Okay.
Wednesday.
All right. Good.
So
good.
That's all I'm going to say. And
just making sure you didn't say their name.
Darren says the problem with short subs seem to be they don't watch standard content. Have been watching. Absolutely. James has lost. He's down to like 6,000 now. I think it is. Heidi was at like 6,300. So they don't watch the content. And once you get that spike of watch time, it just trails off. So the more that you can grow organically, meaning related specifically to your content, the better off you're going to be.
Yep.
Yep.
There's a couple. I mean, that's not one. I mean, yes, there's definitely some legitimacy to that comment. But I mean, there are several people that once we get that large spike, I mean, we'll have an absolute rush of subscribers. There was one day, this is unrelated to the livestock guardian dog LGD. We had the spike in the barn walkthrough, the original barn walkthrough, where one day we got 63 subscribers, and that was off of a full length video. And with that full length video, I mean, there was a ton still. Even in this live, there was a couple that I had seen that they had to have come off of that rise in subscribers. So it's the same thing whenever a video has gone viral. We'll see a couple people kind of pop in on the lives, because the lives is really where we can see the names and everybody that's watching and everything else. So but yeah, most definitely they do predominantly watch the shorts and not necessarily the full length, the 5, 10, 20-minute videos.
Even before the shorts hit, I mean, it started it started literally the first week of January. Is really our top 3 videos are just getting a lot. They're getting a lot of traction from YouTube recommending those videos. They've always rated and they've always scored very high in SEO. And they're just gaining a ton of traction. I mean, one of them is that I think, I might be wrong, but I believe it's like almost 250,000 views.
If you're talking about the barn, yes, it's at about 250,000.
Almost at about 250,000 views. And we put that video up about 10 months ago, and it's the original barn walkthrough.
Congratulations, Ed, on getting 300, man.
So it's just a process, and you've got to be patient. I mean, I get an email a week from one of our subs, another content creator that's trying to grow their channel and is getting super, super frustrated because they're not seeing the rate of growth that they want. It's slow. It's a process. Just keep doing what you're doing. Keep getting at it. It'll happen, but you got to keep creating.
All right, so we're going to end it on this because we're at like an hour and 30 minutes. So the same exact thing happened with Big Yacker TV, which is my not outdated, but just a stagnant channel that I made. And I do have I do generate a little bit of income from that. And so I don't take them down. But Big Yacker TV and Lala Farm has now surpassed Big Yacker TV. Big Yacker TV has been sitting at 2,500 subscribers now for probably 2 years, 3 years. But it took me forever to get to 2,500 subscribers. But it took me a long time to get to 500. It took me a little bit shorter time to get to 1,000, a little bit shorter time to get to 15, and then so on and so forth. And before you know it, I mean, you're going from, like Hat Creek said, where they're getting 5 and 10 subscribers and then dropping 20. And it just seems like you're not going anywhere. But the longer you stay at it and the more you invest into YouTube or invest into the strategy of getting your videos out there. And I'm not talking about just going out there, grabbing your phone and going, "Hey guys, look what I did." And that's all well and good. And you're going to get some subscribers, and those people are going to be very loyal to you because they're interested in your personality. But if you don't have something to give, or and I said it again last week, if your videos are not easy to watch, they're easy to leave. So, and the more you can keep people engaged and interested in your videos, you'll continue to grow. So the only reason I started was Paula Wells. So, but you guys have a absolute great night. We got some really cool footage, really good footage, and some interesting stuff coming up this week that I still need to edit, but it will be finished. There's one tomorrow coming out. Again, Papa had said Wednesday. We will have a very, 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 very special guest. No, it is not Paula Dean or Paula Wells. But
and Paula Wells, you can call me, but I'm not going to tell you.
Yeah. But again, we thank you guys so much for coming out. Papa?
Folks, always remember, treat others as you would like to be treated. Be well, our friends.
Bye, guys.